Hey guys, Wins here. This is gonna be a character guide on my level 90 Pathfinder Zoomzoom Lab Runner. There hasn't been that much difference between the concept of this league and last league's version. This league, Queen of Force nerf was pretty bad. I'm still gonna be using GC mines. Instead of using a bow, we're gonna be using a chest swap like this. Alright, I'm gonna do a lab run real quick. Oh, right. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna be doing a lab run real quick and then we will talk about the build soon. If you like what you see, then keep on watching. It's my first time running the lab. I'm not on the keys or anything. I don't care about keys anymore. The gold door. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. As you can see, there's been less life here. Because we had to sacrifice a lot to get movement speed. We are literally getting movement speed on the tree. Like, you know, all those movement speed from celerity and all those nodes. Okay, I'm messing up here. Yeah, so we're getting all those movement speed nodes. Oh, I was here the whole time. What do we get here? No Dark Shrine? No, okay. So I think if I have all full buffs on, as in like if I killed recently, was not hit recently, and I have all my flask up, I think we are reaching around 500 MS. Lastly, usually people get around 600 with really good gear, so it's not that much worse. But it definitely was nerfed. I believe this is still the best way to get the best way to get through lab instead of leaf slamming. So here you want to swap out, swap chest, lay down your mines. We're gonna go Herald of Ash for more damage. You don't need it, but you can. I hit face skip right there. Swap back, put chest back up with a haste. I'll talk about all this later after this run. Showcasing what you guys wanna potentially play in the future. Dark Shrine is here. I'll go for Dark Shrines only for enchants. Like I said, I haven't ran this place lab yet. I am using Aberth Hooves and also Blade Vortex to kill monsters. You don't need Blade Vortex, you could kill with Aberth Hooves. But what's important is that you pair it up with the enchant. Either Ward of Blade, Ward Blade on hit. That one gives you physical spell damage, and with a Hatred build like us, like the one we're running, it scales very good, very well. But right now, what I got is Commandment of Flame on hit, which is still decent fire burst boost. It's good enough to kill it. So my Aberth Hooves hit a monster, that's some damage. My Commandment of Flame triggers and it kills monsters that are weak. Same thing with Blade on hit. Blade of Blade War Blade, I think it's called. That works perfectly fine. I'm using just Blade Vortex for extra damage just to make sure I get a kill. Because we are using double griffins. Double griffins, you get movement speed on kill. We are stacking movement speed jewels, abyss jewels, that give you 4 movement speed per jewel if you killed recently, and then the same jewel will also give you 4 movement speed if you have not been hit recently. So we're getting quite an amount of movement speed from these guys. We have Phase Run, we have a Recovery Ward. Did I spend 7 exhaust on Quiver? Yeah, the 85 exhaust, yeah. It's a +1 arrow Wriggle's Quill. We're using a 2-socket gloves, 2-socket belt. I had a 2-socket Abyss boots, Bubonic Trail, but Aberth Hooves killing on run seems to be a lot more efficient, despite having a lower movement speed and lack of 2 jewels. Let me see. I think it's on this side. It's a really slow run and very sloppy. Like I said, never done this run today. So you guys have to excuse the run. I'll show you the movement speed outside of the lab, just to show you how fast you can actually go. One tip is here is to kill this thing before. Yeah, I was kind of late on that, but I still could kill the. I was still able to kill him without Hair of Ash, without Frostbomb, without anything useful. Is that Biscos? Never Biscos. And Anger Mana Reservation. Alright, so that's the run. Now we'll talk about the build guide. Alright, so your Blade Vortex goes on the chest. You're just casting Blade Vortex to kill damage. I think I don't need that much damage, so what I'm doing is actually using Curse and Hit with Poacher's Mark and increase duration to make it last longer. And then I do that, I pop Phase Run, then I run around Aberth Hoof, triggers the Aberth Fury. Aberth Fury will trigger the command of Flame on Head or Blade on Head. Both are good. And then your helmet will have Phase Duration, Hatred on Essence Worm. This is really important to get resist on all your on the ring. Just my resist right now, I'm not actually capped. My resist on that cap, so those sentries will kill you because you only have 2k life. What you want to do is I use a resistance flask. When I pop this, I'm rest capped. It's not the ideal, but it's not bad. Now your goal is to get 45k evasion. That's the maximum you need to get the maximum benefit of Queen of the Forest. So when I pop all my flask, I have 45k while I'm moving. So this is the maximum movement speed I could get with evasion while I'm moving. I have this one here, 27% increased evasion while moving. Just because to get the evasion going. If you use a rare gloves with evasion, then that gives you evasion you need. And then the jewels I'm talking about are these two suffix: movement speed if you have not been killed, if you have killed recently, and movement speed if you have not taken damage. So 4% is the perfect roll, so that's 8% each jewel slot. So you get 8, 8, 8, 8, right? And then you get a couple more jewel slots here. You got one. Sorry, I'm using Conquerors for Flash Effectiveness, which is really good. And this is our Watcher's Eye. This one gives me phasing while I have haste, which I do. So I have phasing. Phasing allows me to run through monsters and not get blocked, which is useful when you don't have phase run sometimes, or when your phase run cancels out a bit too early. The quality of life, not really needed. And a Hatred giving me penetration damage. Useful, DPS boost. And then here's a life, double movement speed, life, double movement speed, life, double movement speed, life, double movement speed. The trees here, you could just, I'll link in POB, the gear and everything. So as you can see, I sacrificed a lot of life. For example, I don't get any life nodes. And what we're getting is movement speed, movement speed, movement speed here, movement speed here, movement speed here, and I think that is all the movement speed. And we got duration nodes, resist nodes, and all the flask effective nodes. So these are very obvious. Now, what's important here is the chest swap, for example. So during Izar, this is your on-kill movement speeds, right? Weapon, as you run around. And then what I put a haste here, so when I weapon swap out, I lose my haste, I press 1, my mana gets increased, I swap my chest in during the time, and then that's my GC, and I lay down GC mines. As the Zero is coming up, my Herald of Ash is linked with Arcane Surge. So Arcane Surge triggers off auras. So this lasts for maybe 6 seconds. So I want to make sure I have the Arcane Surge buff, but you don't need it. I have more than enough damage. But if your stat sticks, like these guys, are not as powerful, if your stats are not powerful as these guys, you're gonna probably need the boost from Herald of Ash or Arcane Surge. So you lay down 7. Let's say Zero is coming out in 2 seconds. Herald of Ash lasts for 6 seconds. Pop your Frost Bomb. You could just spell Totem if you don't want to auto trigger yourself. And then press E when he comes out. And then during the time, I don't want to consume my flash. I just face run and I walk behind them, and he usually pushes. And then after that, chest swap back and X. And then you let your mana regenerate, and then turn back haste on. And then wait again. So to show you my movement speed, and my hideout with face run is 235. With haste and all the flasks is 439. And then when I go to the ledge and kill something, like 508, 509, 512, you know, it depends on what's happening here. So I'm like hovering around 500 as long as I kill something recently. Alright, so your Aberth Hooves triggers your Flame on hit or Blade on hit. Your Blade Vortex, you don't need it. Blade Vortex is a loss of time in every zone if you do it, because you waste a second or two by recasting this. If you're going for rank 1, I am not personally myself. So I like the Poacher's Mark and just extra damage quality, so I could get my flash uptime, because I like to spam them. Aside from that, my previous version had a +2 bow or +3 bow with crit multi with Signal Fire. That's still viable, but with the stat sticks, let's say the extra damage, right? The 40% extra damage, 40% extra damage, 39% extra damage. These extra damage models are so powerful. If you get hands, or if you have this lying around, feel free to use them and just chest swap. It's annoying maybe because you need to chest swap something instead of just swapping to a bow. But if you don't have enough damage to push him during a conduit phase, during the charge phase, what else do we have? Essence, gargoyles, you know, if you don't have enough damage or you're carrying people, you might need the damage stat stick, and then that's where a chest swap will come in handy. Also, +1 Tabula Rasa is like 45 chaos, and that is all you need to for damage boost. I mean, you don't need a +1, even the normal stack stick is fine, but I'm just saying it's only 45 chaos investment. It's not that much. It's definitely probably worth the cost of it to make it more comfortable. And then we are not using Minefield for those people who are used to mining, because we could lay down 7 mines at a time, no problem. The only thing I don't like about non-Minefield is against Argus. Against Argus, if you want to kill him, I'll do Minefield and just be done with it. Like, you know, kill him, and then you can swap it out if you want later. Aside from that, I think that is everything. So just reference number, just for reference, my GC damage is 92k, is that right? A bit low. Yeah, okay. It's apparently 77k with Heart of Ash. With everything up, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not that much. I've Hatred up, yeah. Alright, so that's my tooltip. You don't need that much tooltip, you can still push him without it. And so that is the build guide for the Zoomzoom build. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll try to answer you guys. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.